Alright guys, so we have the HTML for our template. Now we want to start to style it. Alright, so if we go to our style sheet, right now we just have the padding top on the body. So we're going to continue on here, and we want to style the body as well as all the headings. Okay, and for those, we want to just change the font. Alright, and I'm just going to paste this in. We're going to use the Lato or the Lato font. Okay, get that in there. Next, we want the class of lead. I'm just going to set the font size for that. I'm going to set that to 18 pixels. And we'll set the font weight to 400. Alright, so next we have the showcase area. That's going to have all of its text aligned to the center. Okay, we'll have the color be white. And for the image and the height of the showcase, those are going to be dynamic. So we're going to set those in the WordPress backend. And to be able to customize them, we want them to be in the HTML or in the PHP file, not in the style. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up index.html, and we're just going to put a style tag in the head area, and then we'll add showcase, and we can put the height. So we'll set that to 700, and then set the background to a URL. And in here we want to say ./image/showcase.jpg. Alright, and these are going to be customizable in the future. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so we have our showcase area. We'll go back to the CSS. And let's do the H1. So we're going to add some text shadow. We're going to change the size and the color. Alright, let's take a look at that. Okay, so that heading looks good. Now we'll do the lead, which is this paragraph right here. So showcase, and we're going to say p.lead, and let me just paste this stuff in. Okay, same type of formatting as the heading, just smaller. Alright. Now I want this to be pushed into the middle more, so we're going to take that showcase content div, and we're going to set a width of 50%. We'll say margin auto, and let's say margin top 10%. Alright, so that just makes it thinner and it pushes it down. Now these buttons here I think are a little too close together, so we're going to go ahead and say showcase showcase a.btn, and let's just set a margin right 20 pixels. Alright, now we don't have the icons here, so I actually want to do that. In the index page, we don't have the font awesome style sheet, so we're just going to add that. Okay, and then down here where we have these, okay, we already have the icon classes, so we should be all set. Alright. So moving along, that's good for the showcase. Now for this, we have section A, section B, section A. So let's first style section A. Okay, we're going to say padding, top and bottom will be 50, and then 0 on the left and right. And we're also going to set the background color to light gray. Alright, and then section B, we can just copy that. Section B, same padding. The background, let's see, the background color should be white. Actually, no, we just won't include it. And we want to set a border on the top and bottom of 1 pixel, solid and light gray. Okay, same thing on the bottom. And then there's also a class of section heading. And I want to just set margin bottom to 10 pixels. Alright, so let's look at that. Okay, so section A and B looks good. So now for the banner. Okay, now the banner is also going to have a custom image, so let's go to our index file and we'll go ahead and just copy that, change this to banner, and change this to banner.jpg. Alright, and then we also want to add on here no repeat, and then we want to center. Alright, and then over here we'll also have our banner class. And we're going to say padding. We're going to do 100, 0. Color will be a light gray. And let's say background size cover. Okay, now for the heading, which is an H2, we're going to set the margin of that to 0. We're going to add some text shadow, and also the font size will be 3M. Okay, then for the social buttons, this will be banner social buttons. Let's say float right, and margin top will be 0. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, that looks good. Now for the footer, we're going to set padding 50 on the top and bottom. We'll set a background color of light gray. Alright, so those are basically all the core styles. Now if we go to about, let's do this title bar. So we'll add title bar, and that'll have padding 15 on the top and bottom. Let's say border bottom, and margin. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do the margin here. Okay, and then for the H1 that's in the title, we're just going to set the padding and the margin to 0. Alright. So for the subnav, we need to style that. So we're going to say dot subnav, and we want to grab the UL, and we want to float that to the right. We'll add padding top, and let's set list style to none. Alright, and then for the LIs, we also want to float those to the left, and we're going to set a padding right of 15, and also padding left. And then we'll do border right, which will be 1 pixel, light gray, solid. Alright, now we don't want the last one to have a border, so what we'll do is we'll say subnav li, and then we'll use the pseudo class of last child. Okay, and then we'll just set border to 0. So let's take a look at that. Okay, that looks good. Now, the single page, I think I put a class of page around it. Let's take a look. Single, let's go to about. Okay, and yeah, we have the class of page. So I want to take that class and just add some padding. So we'll do padding 20, 0. Okay, and that should also be in effect for the single blog posts. Yep. The image here, I want that to go 100%. I think we did the class of post thumbnail. So we want to set post thumbnail image width should be 100%. Alright, so now let's do the meta class. I'm just going to paste this in. Okay, margin bottom, font's going to be bold, border top, border bottom, and then some padding. Let's add some margin to the bottom of that image as well. And I'm actually going to just make sure that that class is only in effect on the page. So we'll say margin bottom 20 pixels. Actually, let's do 25. And then set the height to auto. Alright. So now for this part here at the bottom, there's quite a bit of markup as you saw. Okay, so that is this area here. We have all these boxed content. So there's quite a bit of CSS as well. So I'm gonna just paste that in. Okay, so starts right here. Box content left align. We have boxed content left aligned, and then the icon. Okay, so if you want to just copy that, or just get it from the project files. If we reload, now that looks pretty good. All right, now the banner should also be on this page. So let's grab that from the index. And put that in the About page right above the footer. Okay, now the you know what, the image isn't showing up because we have that on the index HTML page up here. So what I'll do is copy that. We'll also put that in the main style sheet for now. So we'll go up to where we have banner. Actually, I'll just grab that, put that in there. Oh, we gotta fix the location. It should be ... Okay. So the blog has it. Let's see. Single post doesn't have it, so we need to put it there as well. Oops, that's not right. There we go. Okay, so this is looking good. The last thing we're going to do is add the animate classes. Okay, so we want this showcase to fade in. Now, if you want to see all the classes, you can go to animate.css. I'm not exactly sure of the URL. Okay, so it's this this URL up here, and you can see all the different effects here. If you go to the GitHub page, it has all the documentation, all the different effects and all that. So what we want to do is go to index.html, go to our showcase, which is right here, and we want to add the class animated, and then whatever the effect, in this case it's going to be fade in, and that's it. So if we go and reload, you can see it fades in. Now it comes in kind of fast. If you want to change options, you can actually do it in the style sheet. So if we go to where we have our showcase, I think the default is 1 second. So we're going to change it. We're going to say animation duration, and we're going to set that to 2s. Okay, so that slows it down a little bit. Now these, each side is going to come in from, for instance, this will come in from the left, this will come in from the right, same thing down here. So what we'll do is go to our section A inside of our index, which is right here, and we want to go to this div here and say animated, and then I'm going to say fade in left. Alright, and then the other div, which is this one here, actually, you know what, we want to put it on the image. So on the image tag, we want to add the class animated, and fade in, what is it, right? Fade in right. Alright, so let's check that out. Okay, that looks good. So the next one, we're going to go to this class here. Same thing, we're going to say animated, fade in left, and then on the image class, fade in right. Okay, so you can see how easy this is. And you can do it to virtually any element on your site or application. I did the wrong direction for the middle one, section B. Let's see. So section B, this one needs to be right, and then this one should be left. There we go. Alright, so we want the same thing on the blog page. So let's go to blog HTML. Okay, we'll add those classes. Section A. Fade in left. I'm just going to copy that. This one will be fade in right at the top, and then this one will be fade in left. Okay, and then this last one, alright. Now on the About page, we want this part to come in from the bottom and the sidebar to come in from the right. So let's go to About, and let's see, we want this right here. That's going to be fade in bottom. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, it's fading up. You want the direction it's coming in. There we go. And then for the sidebar, which is right here, we're going to attach to this well div. And this will be fade in left. Nope, fade in right. Oh, what happened? And there we go. Okay, so now we have our animations. So that's it for the HTML template. In the next video, we're going to try to incorporate this into a WordPress theme.